I'm Miyuki, and I'm the owner of Simply Oishi Wagashi School, and also the director of Wagashi Promotion Association Japan. So this is my bookshelf for, especially for all my cookbook. These are the ones that I bought recently when I was starting a cooking class at home. But then up here, there's ones that I used to use when I was like growing up in Anchorage. And this is my favorite one. It's very, very old, great dishes as they were all in color. I think my father got this as a prize at a Christmas party for his company. And he gave it to me because he knows I like cooking. Actually, my collection, and it's something that I still use. My oldest one is not a cookbook. You can see how much I used it because it's falling apart. 333 super cakes and cookies. I feel nostalgic. even though you can get recipes online nowadays, but I still look at this and say, oh, I used to make this. I usually cook for my family, and actually I'm really self-taught, so I would go through like cooking books or like cooking magazines, and pick out a recipe and just do it. I don't know if it was okay or not, but nobody complained. I think I really owe this to my mother because she didn't really make me clean up after I cooked all the mess. When I asked my mom about it, and she said that if I asked you to clean up, I was afraid that you'll lose interest in cooking or baking. So she purposely didn't say anything and cleaned up after me. And I think I owe that to my mother, that I still like to cook. We moved to Anchorage when I was 5 years old, and she had to adapt to all the food and ingredients that were it was not available in Japan. So she tried to make most of it, and one of the recipes I recall and what's going to make today is Okonomiyaki. And when I came back from the States and eat Okonomiyaki here, it's usually like Osaka style Okonomiyaki, but the one we made was quite similar to, I think it's like Hiroshima style, and it's like a thin batter, and you put the ingredients in between the layers, the crepes. My mother put ground beef inside, which is quite odd, and afterwards me and my sisters were talking, why did she put ground beef in it? And we were thinking, yeah, because in the States you can't get sliced meat first, and also even a minced meat is mostly like beef, so she tried to substitute and use something that she can get to make okonomiyaki. No, okonomiyaki is quite simple. It's like making a pancake, just flour, salt, and instead of, if you're making pancakes, it's milk, right? Eggs and milk and flour. But for okonomiyaki, it's dashi. Our okonomiyaki is different. It's usually when you make okonomiyaki, it's the diameter is like this, and you cut it into small pieces to eat, right? Yeah. Our okonomiyaki are all mini size. The reason is that everyone can, make their own okonomiyaki, and they can just put in whatever vegetables or anything, meat, anything you like. Mountain yam was one of the most crucial ingredients when you're making Osaka style okonomiyaki, because that makes it really fluffy. Actually, I used baking powder to make it a bit fluffy for my guests from coming overseas, because they don't have those yamaimo powder. But yamaimo does a better job of like making it fluffy. But this one doesn't have any. You don't have to use yamaimo powder, the mountain yam, inside. So yeah, it can be made by anyone. Actually, it reminds me of the time when we all lived together, because after we came back from the States when I was 12 years old. We came back to Tokyo, and my father was living with us for about a year or maybe at most. But he had to return to his the headquarters, which is in Hokkaido. So ever since then, when I was like 13, I think I've never lived with my father. He just lived far from us. So this recipe reminds me of the time that all 5 of us were living together and were eating the food. Of course, later on we did get together every once in a while to eat, but yeah, it just reminds me of when we lived in Anchorage, Alaska, when we always had dinner together and had fun, and yeah, it brings good memories to me. Cooking or baking was a way of releasing stress because I was under so much pressure to get into university and I was studying all the time, like a bake a cake or do some cooking. And my sister was telling me, "You're so busy, why are why are you cooking?" And I said, "No, it's a way of releasing stress." I think that's exactly, it still is, because when I'm really pressurized with work, trying to balance work and life, I still do a lot of cooking. Itadakimasu. That was when I was in high school, and I really don't know why I was so much into making Saka Manju. My sisters still tease me, and they're saying, "You used to make Saka Manju all the time," but I don't know how it was so fascinated with the Saka Manju. I wish I had an explanation, but I can't remember. But I made it all the time. It's like an afternoon, like a snack or something like that. Actually, I was doing this as a hobby, and and I posted it on the website, and somebody who watched it, one of the foreigners who was living in Japan, wanted to learn from me, and I told her it was just a hobby, so I can't teach her. But she kept on. She was quite persistent. She just kept on asking me to do it. So I eventually said, okay, I will. I did it, and it was quite fun. Our main Wagashi class is like the mochi class, where we teach about 5 kinds of mochi dishes. And most people just come here because they like mochi ice cream. So they're surprised that there's so many kinds of mochi, even savory mochi. I'll just tell a little bit about matcha, and we'll have the sweets together with the matcha. And actually, this bowl comes from my mother's collection, because my mother was a tea ceremony instructor. She passed away last year, but we were clearing the house, and there was so many tea bowls and tea tools and everything. When I was initially asked to clear out her collection, I was wondering how can she have so many bowls and how many tools. But after I've been doing tea ceremony for about 2 or 3 years now, and I now understand why you need so many bowls and so many tools, different kind of tools for different kind of ceremonies, because there's so many kinds of ceremonies. Each ceremony would need a different kind of tool. Because tea ceremony is not just about drinking tea, it's like enjoying the nature and relaxing and appreciating, and sit down, relax, and forget about the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And it's the Ichigo Ichie concept, where it's like a once in a lifetime. So you have to appreciate the season and your company, and because the same setting will not happen again in your lifetime. And if you go to a tea ceremony, you have to look at the bowl and appreciate it, because you might not see this bowl again in your lifetime. So cooking for my private, like my family and friends, yes, it's a way of showing appreciation for them. So if I have like friends or family coming over, I'd like to really cook for them and kind of imagine what kind of food they like or what they would want to eat. But for work, because we do teach Wagashi at our school, I really enjoy. I think it's a really worthwhile job to do, because a lot of the guests who come to Japan and experience, out of all the experiences there are out there, they choose our experience and they really enjoy it, and they really appreciate it more than we kind of expect. So that really keeps us going. And yes, people who visit Japan know a little bit about our culture and our food. Yes, and that's really worthwhile to do. Itadakimasu.